Hey, what's up? It's Dan McDonald. I think I'll title this video, How to Reverse the Aging Process. But before I get started, I want you to know that I really don't have much interest in longevity. I know that sounds kind of crazy coming from a guy like me who's spent all these years doing all this stuff. But I do want to say that at 50 years young, I do feel better than I've ever felt. And I know that we're all supposed to say that on the internet, but I swear to you, after all these years of being together with you, it is the truth. And it just took a long time to get rid of the bad habits, basically. The process is really about the removal of all the obstructions. And it's not just the, we all focus on the physical, but as you progress on this journey, you realize there is the emotional, the mental, which is where I'm working. Like this morning in meditation, it's like the mental menagerie, the smorgasbord of phantasmagoria in this head. I got to figure out a way to get it to shut up. But anyways, you just sit there and watch your mind just go 100 zillion miles a minute, thinking about all the things that you've got to do and how you're going to survive. It's pretty interesting to watch, but that's the next level of detoxification is the mind. But I wanted to let everybody know that yesterday's class on the Patreon, on the Elite Video Club, was a smashing success, at least from my perspective. And I think that everybody else really enjoyed it. There was some laughter, but a whole lot of great information. The title of the class was Unclog Yourself, and we spent 2 hours straight. It was the most interesting class I think that I had ever done, in a certain sense, in that no one else said a single word. And it wasn't like I was hogging the place. I asked if there were any questions a couple of times, but I just straight channeled for 2.5 hours and nobody else said a word. So it was very interesting. I don't try to hog the airwaves, but I do try to get through the classes. I'd like to get them down to about 90 minutes because people taking 2 hours out of their time to listen to these classes is a bit much, but they used to be like 3 and 4 hours. And then I was just trying to teach myself to get the classes to be shorter. I'm aiming for 90 minutes, but I do like details. I think it's important to hear the stories of all the things that I've witnessed over the last 30 years of drinking juice, and then 25 years of living foods, and 24 years of living foods and fasting, and then the last several years a much more accelerated spiritual program after the 40-day water fast. That's when it changed me forever, and that set me on a trajectory that's brought me to here now, where I'm still playing a character here on the social media, but my insides have changed drastically as to what the priorities are. But anyways, we all grow and evolve. But I went over some great material, and if you're not able to make the classes, you can always watch the replay. The replay is already up. It usually takes me a day or two to get the video up because they're super long and they take a long time to upload. But that one has already been uploaded, so you can join the Elite Video Club and watch that. That'll change your game, because we're talking about health and we're talking about fitness. Some people are healthy, but they're not fit. And some people are fit, but they're not healthy. And what we're aiming for as life regenerators is a total and complete regeneration. And then finally, what I realized was the spiritual component is really actually the one where the rest of the bodies fall in line. So the more you stay attached to the absolute unchanging, the easier it is to get rid of all those bad habits, because you're so aware that you're seeing the choices that you make that are discordant with that peaceful, loving, whole, balanced, centered energy that you become through time by, number one, improving your habits, and number two, being aware of the habits that are destructive, inimical, or discordant within the energy field. So check that class out. It's still available, and there's hundreds of other videos on the Elite Video Club as well that are far more in depth. So that was the unclog yourself. So that's the health aspect of it. And then on this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, sorry everyone who goes to church, I'm just trying to fit in this class series within my schedule. So anyways, it'll be on Sunday at 11 Pacific Standard Time. And that one will be the fitness aspect of it. And that's called the Joy of Fitness. So that'll be, that's on Sunday. And so even if you want to still join to get caught up on all this, so you can get the health and the fitness, and you can just click on the link down below, join the Elite Video Club. And if you can't afford it right now, you can always sign up as a free member on the Patreon. And I can stay in touch with you over there that way. So, so health, we did that yesterday, and it was funny, and it was very informative, and we had a lot of great new people, and I was really excited. I love that. I love the Elite Video Club because I love seeing real people. That's why I love the Zoom. These are more one-dimensional. It's like the rantings of a madman who just talks the whole time. But that's how I've had to do it to keep people's attention over the years. So I've kind of learned how to do this and just keep talking the whole time and switching it up and mixing it back and around, trying to keep it as interesting as possible. Then the fitness aspect of it is what's also, so the health aspect is woefully neglected, but it's really good to develop those habits, to learn what they are, how to unclog your body on the various levels. And then the fitness is also woefully neglected by the vast majority of even all my healthy friends. I mean, it's weird, man. They're like, let's go exercise. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. No way, dude, you know. They just resist. And I understand. I had that this morning before I went to the gym. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it today, you know. But I'm really glad that I did. I went in there. I actually just beat my deadlift record pretty easily. I was really surprised. But, you know, that's because I've been working out again. When they made us wear masks at the gym, I was like, hell no. I just quit the gym. That was a long time ago. And normally I was always in the gym, you know, at least 2 or 3 times a week. But when the mask things came, I was just like, I was really put off by that. And the yoga too. You gotta wear a mask at yoga, you gotta wear a mask at the gym. I'm like, okay, this is retard land, okay? You can't do that. Oxygen is the key. That's the reason why you're at the gym, is for oxygen. That's why you're at the yoga, to get the oxygen. You want to block the oxygen. So anyways, thank God that madness is behind us. I don't know if humanity's gonna fall for it again with disease X or bird flu or whatever. I'm not ever gonna. I'll just sit at home and eat grass next time, because it was only when I had to go to the stores, you know, that I was forced to. Anyways, thank God that's in the past somewhat. Still people believe it. Anyways, you can stay off that topic. But yeah, you need oxygen. That's a huge part of health. So anyways, don't fall for any of the BS ever again, and it's all BS. So that's why I see everybody fighting and stuff, and I'm like, just get off the internet and just go outside and turn off your phone when you're done with this video. Come over to the Elite Video Club. We'll joke around a little bit, but we're not going to fight. You know, I'm not going to fight anyone about anything. You know, I'm just going to stay the course. And then the final class in the series is going to be something that's near and dear to my heart, which is really the highest level, and it's the path of purity. You know, although I know some people see like part of my character being the life regenerators to be kind of a dick, but actually, you know, there is another level to the DTM when he's off camera, and that class will be the final one, the path of purity. So that'll be the, you know, that's kind of like, you got the health, you got the fitness, and then at the top of the mountain or the top of the pyramid is the path of purification, the path of purity on every level, you know. And believe me, it is not easy. We got to get rid of all the social stuff first, you know, all the things that we've been programmed to do in a kind of a sick and dying society where at least the death culture has a predominant part in our media, in our schools. In fact, life culture or life regeneration is very rare. Hardly anyone ever thinks of life. So I think that's very interesting. The cultivation, the nurturance of life, like all life. You know, like I had this little saying, I never said it before, but they were like, Black lives matter, and they were like, all lives matter. And I was like, well, you're both wrong until all life matters. And once you get to that, you're like, oh, that's everything. See, so just another layer, a little bit deeper than the average infighting of duality for the human consciousness, but the next level of non-duality, which is not easy to surrender into the absolute for sure, because we've been programmed so much to believe in our beliefs, and we sort of are enamored of the intellectualism. But when you start the real true path of seeking for that truth beyond the mind, you really want to sit with your meditation and you see how insane the mind is and how it can actually be the final obstruction. So anyhow, but while we're here as mere mortals, I'd like to share all these experiences that I've had over these years by focusing on these habits and stuff, getting rid of the ones that are detrimental to your well-being, your longevity, your health, happiness, joy, peace, bliss, harmony, and balance, and then cultivating and nurturing the ones that strengthen, tonify, harmonize the organism, the body that you have, and the energy field within you by becoming more aware of the subtleties. So if you still want to join up, please feel free to do so. We'll be going live on Sunday for the second in the series. I think it'll change your life if you listen to the knowledge and the information and you apply it, all the different tools that we have to unclog ourselves. And then the joy of fitness, which I can't wait to share all that, because I have so much to share after about, it was 19, I think, when I started lifting weights and got involved in bodybuilding. And then ever since then, it's been a great journey of real, true physical fitness. And so there's the health component, there's the fitness component, and then there's the purification of all the bodies. But this morning I woke up because I want to share this with the gentlemen and the ladies too, but and I don't even care anymore about the negative pushback on what I call semen retention, because that's the most common way for the on the internet to understand what I'm trying to get at, which is a conscious sexuality, for lack of a better way to say it. But semen retention, where you're not just watching porn, losing all your money on OnlyFans, AI girlfriend, masturbation, and everything else. There's a way to do so much better. It has to do with your diet, it has to do with your lifestyle, it has to do with mastering your mind, for sure, to be able to cultivate and nurture that energy. But I woke up this morning and that area was an orb of powerful energy there, and that's the testicular fortitude, or the root chakra, really coursing, and that was a lot of great energy there. Then I noticed that it was the living foods in the gastrointestinal tract that were also emanating quite a fire. So there was fire in the testicles coursing through the body, and there was fire in the gastrointestinal tract from the living foods emanating. And then there was a lot of fire emanating from the heart, which is just the love that I have for myself, my life, the challenges and the triumphs and the people of the world and life itself and what I call God. And then the mind was also very active too, but the soul was, so the mind was on fire from a combination of all those things. And so then the soul was also on fire because it was very clear and bright, and it sat very still for 1 hour perfectly. So the body was still, the soul was still, the nerves were still and calm, even though they were on fire as well, but not in a negative way, in a very positive way, like a lot of nerve force coming from the semen retention, coming from the living foods, coming from the fitness, coming from the love, because I had some trouble on the internet, and then I just pushed my way through it without responding. You know, I mean, I kind of cry like a little baby sometimes, I get it, but dude, I'm just a real human being, and that's the thing. And then if you can, you know, kind of move through that, you come out on the other side of it and to another level, and that's what happens. So my heart is open back up to the social media, even though, like, you know, the Google and stuff and the Meta, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my social credit score is like, so anyways, just hopefully everyone is stoked and they want to learn about all the crazy stuff that I've done to finally get to this point where it's pretty consistent. And I've made so many mistakes, basically. I've failed my way to a pretty decent level, and I feel like I'm just about ready to really start, after 24 years, on the real true path of life regeneration, which I just wasn't aware of. And so I'll be sharing that more, especially in the path of purity that'll come in. But for now, we're just hitting the bases, because I know that a lot of people, they want to lose weight, they want to feel better, they want to get more energy, they want to get their boner back, they want to be able to have erections and good circulation and high testosterone, because the war is against humanity. And if you're not aware of what's going on with all the metals and plastics and everything, it'll shrink up your ovaries, it'll shrink up your testicles, it'll atrophy all your glands, clog up all of your whole entire endocrine system will get clogged up with antagonistic, you know, and then they call that autoimmune disease, but it's actually the presence of inimical substances, which are nowadays nanoparticulate microplastics and even macro, you know, with the fried seed oils and everything else that block everything up. So if you want to learn how to unclog yourself, go over and join the Elite Video Club and watch that video. It was pretty much on fire with some comedy and stuff thrown in for good measure. And then Sunday we're going to be popping off something that I really love, which is unbelievably woefully neglected. I just can't believe it. It's like, I don't even call it exercise. I just go play, you know, like I'm like a big kid. But when you have the energy from the juices, the enzymes, and the raw foods, and the light in the living foods, you just feel a lot better, and you have more energy to go do those things. So hopefully that transmits a good conduction there to everybody. Get out, go have some fun. What is this? I think this is a Friday, so the weekend is here, ladies and gentlemen. We just passed through the portal. Woke up at 3:33 a.m. this morning, on fire, but in a good way, not in a bad way, but just like on fire with life. And I'll continue to try to do my best. I know I'm a little bit eccentric or whatnot, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, God makes us all very unique and individual for our purpose and mission, and you just have to embrace it, that you're not going to be well understood, especially as you get more into the non-linear domain, out of the intellectualism, where people do love the science, the data, and the facts. But the problem is that the science is always changing, but the truth never does.